I'm going to try to be just as quick and as calm as possible with my commentary concerning this Tyre Nichols ordeal and all of the drama that has ensued as a result of the video being released to the general public yesterday evening. A lot has transpired in Memphis and all over the country as a result of different points of view concerning the views of the video. I have my own point of view, and you all have your own point of view. And my point of view has not changed. It has not wavered. I didn't need to see the video. But, looking at the video, it does shed some light on some things. And I'm going to talk about it briefly. And I'm going to try not to get myself upset like a lot of people have tried to get me upset that I've been talking about the situation with. And a while ago, I was talking to someone, and this person, I can't even, it's just not limited to this particular topic. It's with any topic. When I talk to this one woman, and a lot of black people have this problem right here. You don't listen, and you try to talk over the other person. That's not how you have dialogue. That's not how you communicate. I give you the respect and the courtesy of talking. Please give me the same. Not one person knows every damn thing, okay? And I really find it frustrating when I'm talking to somebody and they have the nerve to feel like they know everything. And they could be just as dumb as a box of rocks. A lot of people, especially in our community, the black community, you don't listen. And you only hear just to be ready to respond with your own rhetoric. And it really got on my nerves so bad, it started having my heart hurting. I said, Lord, please don't let this ooh. I didn't say that, but I wanted to say that. Don't let this heathen cause me to have a heart attack about this situation, please. I mean, my heart started hurting. My chest started hurting real bad. And I found myself just really getting upset because not just her, it's a lot of black people that's running defense for wrongdoers. Not just this particular situation, but a lot of situations. And they only want to see things from their point of view. They want to do what they want to do instead of doing what they're supposed to do. And they raise their children the same way. Okay. So this is my conclusion. In a nutshell, like I was telling this person that I was talking to a while ago, to sum this whole thing up, I can do that very quickly. And to sum this whole situation up regarding Tyre Nichols, and I wish a lot of y'all would learn how to pronounce his name right and spell it right, please. To sum the whole thing up, on both sides of the aisle relating to Tyre Nichols and these 5 police officers, right or wrong, okay, the police use their discretion to deal with Tyre Nichols however they decided to deal with him. Fuck the protocol. Okay, you don't know how you would handle these heathens until you have been put in a position to deal with these heathens. I see how these heathens behave every day. And some people, like the woman I was talking to earlier today, they live a sheltered life in the city. And they play Stevie Wonder to the bullshit. They see what they want to see, and they don't see what they don't want to see. They uphold the heathens in their wrongdoing, and that's why they treat them like babies, and the babies act like babies no matter how old they are, 20, 30, 40 years old. And they run defense for their big baby no matter what. And that's why these big babies like Tyre Nichols find themselves in positions like he found himself in. A lot of times they they don't live long. They don't live long. And you're not doing them any favor by making excuses for them. And just because the wrongdoing is normal in your household and in your neighborhood, in your city, it doesn't make it right. But the problem is a whole lot of people, especially in the black community, y'all have been renegade. You've been running renegade for so long, it's normal to you. And a lot of you all, you run your households like that. You run a renegade household. And you cannot differentiate between that setting and the outside setting, or AKA the real world. But anyway, the chickens have come home to roost. That's how we can conclude this. I don't know Tyre Nichols, but I can imagine. I believe the police when they said he was out there running reckless. He has one of the he had one of them race cars. The Dodge Charger. The Dodge Charger, the Dodge Challenger, and the Infiniti in that motherfucking Mustang. Those are the four cars that these 20 to 35-year-olds use commonly to race up and down the street all over the city. They do this all the time. They taunt the police. They provoke the police. They run away from the police. This is what they do all the time. I've seen the videos. And I can imagine Tyre Nichols, he's been out there riding reckless all over the city, taunting the police many times before. And that particular day, they had enough of him. And things escalated to what it transpired to. And a lot of people pretend like they didn't see him fighting the police. I saw it. A lot of people pretend like they didn't see him being combative with the police. I saw it. A lot of people pretend like they didn't see him talking back and arguing with the police. I heard it. A lot of people pretend like they didn't see him running away from the police. I saw him. And it's amazing how all of us can look at the same video and so many people see different things. It's no different from all of us reading the Bible and so many people coming away with different perspectives and interpretations of what we read. You know why? People want to see and comprehend and interpret their own thing to suit their own agenda. That's why. And we play all these different kind of games and pretend like we didn't read what we read, we didn't see what we saw, and we know what it is. And I saw the video, and I saw so many different videos. And a lot of the video footage was very heavily edited. I don't know why we are playing those games. Either we're going to be transparent or we're not. And a lot of the videos that I saw, a lot of stuff was blurred out. And it was a whole lot of audio being muted. And it's a lot of games getting played on those videos. And I'm like this, either we're going to be totally transparent or we're not. It's a lot of games getting played with that video. And a lot of the videos, I really didn't see a whole lot. It was a whole lot of talking going on. And all of this and all of that. But from what I did see on the videos, Tyre holds some responsibility for what happened just as much as the police. The police and Tyre both hold some responsibility. The chickens have come home to roost. When you don't raise your children to obey authority and they are allowed to do whatever they want to do, at some point, they're going to deal with the consequences. And that's what happened with Tyre on that day, on that video. That's what happened. The chickens came home to roost. And on the other side of the aisle, as it relates to the 5 police, okay, the chickens came home to roost. And some would argue they were not qualified to begin with, and they have gotten away with, skirting through procedures and policies all along. Well, that's very common. Let's not play these games. A lot of these people that work for city government, it's based on who you know. It's not based on what you know a lot of times. For a long time, I have put in application after application, resume after resume, and I got tired of playing those games after 10, 15 years of that. And then I see all of these people who are clearly incompetent, clearly unprofessional, clearly dumbfounded as it relates to their job duties. They just get in, without even trying, based on who they know. And then a lot of them, how many times have we seen them get in these positions and they get in trouble because they don't follow protocol, because they do what they want to do, and they have someone that runs defense for them and cover things up and make a lot of things go away. We played that game so many times in the city. And that's the get down. For a long time, that's been the get down. And, it's only because, let's be honest, it's only because a lot of people were relentless and applied a lot of pressure and went outside of the city to get a lot of support and place a lot of attention on this situation. Otherwise, it would have been like a whole lot of other situations swept under the rug and forgotten about. And it seems like it was a lot of effort to make it go away. But because a lot of people cried loud about it and kept beating on the door, and they would not stop, trying to get people's attention and say, hey, look at this. It was no way to shut it down and cover it up and make it go away. The chickens came home to roost. And that's one of the reasons why I believe it was taking so long for the video footage to be shown to the public. And they knew the response from the public when they saw this video. And last night, That's exactly what happened. So a lot of these people, they really are not outraged, but they say they're demanding justice. Okay, the police have already been fired. The police have already been arrested. The police have already been charged. Okay, what more do you want? What more do you want from them? And then you have all of these people finding the police's address, putting their address online all over social media, and placing not only the police, but their families in harm's way. Some of these police, they may have their grandmama staying with them in the same household. They may have little small children in the household. What if some of these people come driving by there that's anger angry, and or they could be influenced by these other people that pretend to be outraged and want justice? What if they come by those people's house and just spray their whole house, and little children get hurt, or their grandmama get hurt, you know? And now you have not only placed these policemen in harm's way, but their families. Okay, their wives, they may have wives that have jobs, and then you got people that may, want to do them harm, or put their jobs in jeopardy, or put the children's school in jeopardy, and go on and on and on with this. And I can imagine these policemen, they're gonna have to move their families. They're gonna have to probably go out of town. But the people that pretend to be so outraged, a lot of them are not outraged. If it's about getting justice for Tyre, let's be honest, a lot of these people don't give a damn about Tyre. They just want an excuse to steal. And last night, they went and shut down the bridge. I don't know why they always go to that bridge. I mean, you're not exercising your power. Okay, yeah, you may shut down the bridge and cause a little inconvenience. The 18-wheeler trucks can't get through to deliver goods and services to different businesses. But guess what? Those are the goods and services that your stupid ass need and use yourself and your family members and friends. These let me tell you something. These so-called activists, they are not real activists. They are agitators. Activists and agitators are two different things. They are nothing like the real OG civil rights activists. The real OG civil rights activists, they marched and protested until they got results. They had a clear designated set of agendas that they wanted to have fulfilled. These so-called new activists of this current generation, they are just scattered and just all over the place and just full of rhetoric. Okay, what I heard yesterday and last night, let me tell you, it was a bunch of foolishness. I was so embarrassed. If they're not embarrassed, I'm embarrassed for them. Let me tell you something. All eyes are on Memphis. We have all these different national news outlets. They are interviewing these people. And the foolishness that's coming out of their mouth. Number one, you sound so ghetto. You look so ghetto. And you are ghetto. Okay. And a lot of them don't even know how to spell activists. You ask them, what is an activist? They don't know. I'm pretty sure they would not know. They don't know how to spell marching and protesting. They don't know what they're doing. It's just a bunch of niggas that's chasing clout and a cash app. Okay. And they always want to be seen on front of that camera. They feel like running over there to that bridge, they have accomplished something. We shut down the bridge. Yeah, you shut down the bridge. But guess what? You're not going to stay there all night. And they didn't stay there all night. The original real activists, let me tell you, they marched for weeks and months at a time. A lot of them probably didn't even get any sleep. These current so-called activists are, most of them look like they probably drug addicts. They got cigarette habits. They can't stay on that bridge all night. They're not gonna last. And they did not last. They didn't even last a couple of hours. They had to leave and go get them some marijuana or whatever other drug of choice, and some crab legs and some chicken wings. They're not built to be activists. They're not. And then a lot of them had to leave and go steal. And there was a whole lot of different stores I saw listed on this person's Facebook page where they targeted and they went in there stealing. What does that have to do with getting justice for Tyre? Huh? And then they have this list of demands. I don't even want to go down the list. I can't even remember all of the foolishness, but I put it on my community page on my YouTube channel if you're interested in looking at that foolishness. Okay, the demands that they have, number one, you don't have any power. How can you demand anything? And then the demands that they have, it's not even logical. Okay, basically they want to do away with all the police and the different special units that the police have. Okay, if we do away with the police, who's gonna control and handle the heathens? Huh? Can you imagine? Can you imagine if we just let the heathens do what they want to do and we just police ourselves? Can you imagine how that would look and how that would be? My God. My God. You think they bad now? Can you have any type of authority to deal with them to the capacity that they are dealing with them? And they just run wild? Can you imagine? And then, I was so embarrassed for these heathens that got on the news and said something about, we want some reparations. We want some reparations. Y'all need to cut the check. Cut the check. We want some justice by any means necessary. Okay, what does reparations have to do with Tyre Nichols in this situation? Do you know how ignorant you sound? The nigga probably didn't even know how to spell reparations. Okay. I'm tired of these dusty niggas. Even if they ain't tired of themselves, I'm so tired of them. I'm so tired of them. They have all these high standards and expectations for the police. Oh, the police ain't supposed to do this. The police ain't supposed to just beat up on these people, and they supposed to carry okay, you know how the police supposed to carry themselves, but the niggas, you don't have these same standards for the niggas. The niggas know right from wrong, but they do what they want to do. But you got high standards and expectations for the police. The police, they got to walk a fine, straight line. But the niggas can do what they want to do. The niggas are out here killing every fucking day. And there's crickets. There's fucking silence from these same people that's so outraged and want justice. Why you niggas don't be out there marching in front of these niggas' house? And finding out they address and posting it on Facebook with this same energy that you're doing these 5 policemen. These niggas are out here killing every day with their cars and with these guns. And you same niggas that pretend like you so outraged, you so mad, you so sick of what you saw on the video, you can't believe it. You don't say nothing. when these garbage ass niggas are running around the city shooting and killing and carjacking every fucking day. And a lot of these niggas, you try to downplay the reckless driving and you pretend like you don't know what the reckless driving is. Oh, is that 5 minutes? I heard a lot of y'all rhetoric. Is that 5 minutes over the speed limit? Oh, you playing real dumb. Everybody know what reckless driving is. And then a lot of them try to minimize it. Oh, that's just a misdemeanor. No. It's not just a misdemeanor. A car can be used as a weapon of mass destruction, and it has been, and it is being used as a weapon of mass destruction every fucking day. It's a whole lot of people, hundreds of people, as a matter of fact, just last year, 2022, in this one city that got killed. And when you get killed, you're not coming back. They have destroyed, they have ruined a whole lot of people's lives with a fucking car. So please don't play these games and pretend like, oh, it's just a car. They just having fun. No, these are motherfuckers that are terrorists. They are terrorists. They are demons. They are terrorizing the streets and making it very unsafe for people to even go from point A to point B, to doctor's office, doctor appointments, and to the grocery store, to jobs, or right across the street. Some of these people have been killed just standing in the street waiting on the bus. And these reckless motherfuckers driving 100 miles per hour plus have killed them. Kids 12 to 14 years old just a few months ago, 2 or 3 months ago. Look at the news for yourself. I'm not telling you a lie. I'm not making anything up. Kids walking across the street coming from school are dead because of these reckless motherfucking niggers, okay? They're dead. They're not coming back. They're never going to go to school again because of these motherfuckers in these cars. Forgive me, Lord, for cussing, okay? So let's not play these games and downplay it. Oh, it's just a misdemeanor. The police ought to not bother them. They're just having fun. Their fun is other people's terror. Okay? They are deleting people's lives with their fun. This is sick. These niggas are sick. Do you hear me? They are sick and they're satanic and they playing all these fucking games with other people's lives and putting other people's lives in danger and pretending like, oh, they not really doing nothing wrong. The police are not bother them, and just let them do whatever the fuck they want to do, right? We got bigger crimes to deal with. What about murder, bitch? See, I'm getting myself upset. Forgive me, Lord, for cussing. I'm starting to cuss because this is a profane matter. When I hear these stupid ass niggas talking about and saying things like, oh, the police, they don't need to be bothering these guys as with reckless driving. They need to be focused on the murder. Last time that I checked, a lot of these niggas are using these cars to kill. Isn't that murder? Murder is murder. Dead is dead, dummy. These niggas make me tired. They get me so tired. They have me so exhausted. They get me so nauseated. They make me sick. They make me sick. They're so satanic and they try to manipulate these scenarios and situations to cater to their agendas and their philosophies, and they try to twist these things to make it seem like it's not, and it is what it is, because they want to do what they want to do when they want to do it, and they don't want nobody saying nothing about it. But the chickens have come home to roost. And I saw one of the city council members last night. How many times have I contacted the city council members? How many ways have I contacted the city council members? They don't want to listen. They don't want to hear it. They making excuses. They playing games too. But the chickens have come home to roost. No longer can you hide. No longer can you make excuses. No longer can you ignore the phone calls and the emails and this, that, and the other. Everybody's looking at you. All eyes on Memphis. And a lot of people asking questions. A lot of people are looking. A lot of people are listening. A lot of people are having a lot of conversations. And no longer can these people who are selected or elected to govern these jurisdictions as it relates to the city council, no longer can you hide behind your office, behind your telephone. You can't hide. All eyes on Memphis. A whole lot of the national media, they're in town. They want to talk to you. They want to know what have you been doing. They're looking through the files. They're looking through the police records. They're looking at everything, and they want to know how did this happen? Who are you? What have you been doing with your job position? And a lot of y'all don't know what to do. You don't know what to say. And like Martavius, one of the city council member, who says this is his last year. The last year should have been your last year because, in my opinion, you haven't been doing anything the whole time that you've been in that seat. But warming a seat, there's a lot of seat warmers. It's getting a lot of money every payday and drinking a lot of coffee, and you're not performing. Let's be honest about it. And that's why Martavius, he started crying last night on the video when Don Lemon from CNN asked him, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to make your city better? And Martavius started crying like a baby. And he said, we're just going to have to do the work to rebuild Memphis. How many times have I heard that? How many ways have you said that? And you haven't got a hammer or a nail, literally, and start the building process yet. You've been watching the motherfucker break down around your feet and around your hot seat for years. It's done fell apart all around you, and you just sat there in your chair and watched it fall down and burn. Now, here we are. This is how we got here. How did we get here? Because you put people in position that weren't even qualified to begin with. And y'all made excuses for people. You swept a lot of things under the rug. And you punished a lot of people that brought a lot of things to a lot of people's attention, instead of holding the right people accountable. That's how we got here. The chickens have come home to roost. And like I said, a lot of people may feel like, hey, those 5 policemen, they never should have been on the force to begin with. And they have a whole lot of things in their past that should have, sent up a red flag. And somebody should have stopped them before now, but they didn't, because of how the buddy system operates all over the city. Yes. And this is the get down. Let's not pretend like this is not the get down. And I could say so much more, but I'm going to stop right there. Maybe I've already said enough. But the chickens have come home to roost on both sides of the aisle. And this is not going to change anything. The reckless race car drivers are still being reckless and racing all over the city. Just this morning, 2 of them almost ran me off the road. And this is normal. They have tried to normalize this behavior. And in the defense of the police, they're trying to do their job. But look at what they have to contend with. They're trying to do their job, but they're getting pushed back from these so-called civil rights activists who only show up when the police is involved. But as long as it's the niggas killing the niggas, we don't see these motherfucking fake ass civil rights activists. They're quiet. They're silent. We don't hear Ben Crump. We don't see Ben Crump until it's a policeman involved. Otherwise, him and Al Sharpton don't have nothing to say, or the NAACP and whoever else. Y'all don't have nothing to say as long as these niggas are carjacking, shooting, killing, raping, robbing, and doing whatever the fuck they want to do every fucking day. Nobody wants justice for none of these people that they've killed, huh? A lot of people can't even go to the gas station in peace because you got carjackers sitting in the parking lot, circling and riding around all over the city, a lot of them in stolen cars with a whole lot of stolen guns, ready to blow somebody's head off and take whatever they got. The streets are very unsafe. Al Sharpton and Ben Crump don't have nothing to say about that. The activists don't want to march and protest about that. Let's stop playing these games. And if you're outraged about these 5 black police officers, and I know you're mad because you can't play the race card. And yes, it was more than 5 policemen out there. We all can count, even if you didn't graduate high school. We all can count. Once again, it's a lot of games being played with this video. And people are selective with their outrage and their accountability. Everybody that was out there dealing with that situation, they are not included with the 5 policemen that got fired for whatever reason. I know a white hand when I see it. And one of the police officers that was having the body cam, he was white. The one that was holding the body cam, he was the one that said, "I'd hope they go and kick his ass or kick his head," or whatever he said. Okay? But for whatever reason, he wasn't fired. But if it's wrong for the black guys, why wasn't it wrong for the white ones? That's just a question that I have. But anyway, there's so much selective outrage. There's so much selective accountability. And I don't feel like we're being completely fair on both sides of the aisle with this whole situation. And like I said, if it's wrong for the 5 police officers to do whatever they did to Tyre, it should be just as wrong for these niggas in the street to do what they're doing, that is putting people's lives in jeopardy and killing a lot of people as a result of their actions. So we're going to hold the police accountable and demand justice. Okay, we need to keep that same energy across the board as it relates to these niggas that's doing a lot of things that's jeopardizing the lives and killing people every single day. And that's going over a lot of people's head. For some reason, a lot of people, they get offended when I talk like that. And I know I'm talking right. But that's the nature of the niggas. To my understanding, everybody knows right from wrong. And when you put yourself in a situation to hold court in the street with the police, you're going to lose. 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose. I don't care how you feel about the police. I don't care what you've seen in the past with George. And I'm so sick of people bringing up, what happened to George Floyd? This is worse than Rodney King. That sounds so stupid. And you're comparing apples to oranges. Neither situations, both of the situations mixed together is not the same. Okay? And it boils down to, regardless of however you feel about the police, you have to respect authority. Okay? And God says, and a lot of y'all hard headed folks, you say that you are a Christian. But just like the Bible, you want to pick and choose what you choose to obey in the Bible, and you want to do the same. You want to keep that same logic when it comes to the law in the land. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. You got to obey all the way, not the parts that you like. And when you put yourself in a position to hold court in the street with the police, you are one person. I don't care how long and strong your legs and arms are. I don't know. I don't care if you know how to do karate and all this other stuff. Okay. A lot of y'all been watching too many video games. And then you cannot differentiate reality from fiction. Okay? And it's one of you and five or more police. How do you think that's going to work out for you when you are being combative and wanting to fight the police? You're going to get the fucking fuck knocked out of you, okay? And I heard a lot of people say, oh, the police was calling him a bitch. And yeah, I heard the police call him a bitch too. I heard the police telling him he gonna get the fuck blowed out of him and all that stuff. Okay, y'all talk to each other like that, and you talk to the police, you talk to your mama, you talk to your daddy like that. So why do you have these high standards for the police, but you don't have none for yourself or your own kind? Okay. But when you put yourself in that position to be combative, the boy, let's be honest and not pretend like we didn't see what we saw. Okay, you're not doing him no favors by lying for him and trying to run defense for him and pretend like you are Stevie Wonder with your eyes. You saw what I saw, and I saw that boy, Tyre, being combative. He was arguing with the police. Why you stopping me? Why I ain't did nothing? And all that. They always say they ain't did nothing. And their mama always said, that's my baby. They ain't never did nothing wrong. They was a good boy. They was a good boy. They was a good boy. I'm so sick of it. Huh. You know you got a heathen in your household. And that's another thing. Okay, what I'm getting ready to say is very, very controversial. It's going to hurt somebody's feelings. It may even be insulting to you. But a lot of people said this. Oh, and that touched a lot of the queens, the black queens, that touched a lot of their heart when they heard him holler out. Just like with George Floyd when he hollered out, Mama! And then the boy, he was hollering for his mama, Tyre, Mom, Mom, Mom. And then a lot of y'all said, oh, when a black man, a grown black man holler out for his mama, it's serious. Oh, I don't know what I do if my son holler out for me and I couldn't do nothing for him. And this, that, and other. Why didn't holler out for his daddy? He got a daddy. He been on TV. To me, it's insulting. And it shows the emasculation of the black man. It's embarrassing. A lot of y'all think that's a badge of honor for a grown man in these compromising positions with the police, the authority, to be calling out for your mama. It shows how the black male, in my opinion, has been emasculated. And that's embarrassing for a black man to be in the cusp, in the thresholds of losing, inches away from losing his life, and the last words coming out of his mouth is mama. It shows that he's still a child. And I'm not trying to offend this man or his mama. I'm just saying, across the board, it's very improper to me. And it's really, it's an embarrassment across the whole community. And it's a reflection on how you queens have raised your sons. And you have, and see, they are acting out of and emotions based on how you have raised them. And you all don't see this. And you so caught up with being the man and the woman. God didn't create you to be a man and a woman. And you are so emotional, and you raise your sons to be emotional. And they grow up in that energy, and they inadvertently are being put in harm's way. My God. That's real heavy right there. That whole realm right there where I am right now, it's real heavy. And I don't have time to dwell into that. That's for another day. But a lot of people can see the wrong in this situation. And a lot of people feel like, oh, it was just so wrong for them to be punching and kicking him in his face like that. And he was handcuffed behind his back. And they did this and they did that. It's amazing to me how y'all can see how wrong the police was, but y'all can't see the wrong in that boy. Y'all can see the wrong that he did. And you are, because I think it's because you don't like authority, you always gonna find fault in authority. I'm not saying that the police is right or wrong. I'm just saying I think it's unfair that you can always find fault in authority, but you can't find fault in the people that's being in that situation by the police. I just don't believe that, the way that a lot of people are trying to portray this boy. Oh, he's so innocent. He was just riding his skateboard, and he's just going home to his mama. He didn't do nothing wrong. I really don't believe the police just stopped him just to be stopping him. They had a reason to stop that boy. Okay, let's not play these games. Let's not play these games. They didn't just pick him out the bunch and say, we're going to beat the fuck out of him today. Okay, that's not the case. And it's really too bad that we cannot hear the from the police and hear them tell their side of the story. And they're going to have to wait till they go to court, okay? In the meantime, a lot of these heathens out here are so caught up in their emotions that they're putting these police um, families in jeopardy because they feel like, well, we got to get them back some kind of way. We got to make them hurt because they don't hurt this family, even though we don't know this family. That could have been one of us. That could have been one of us. Well, hell, it is one of y'all every day out here by the niggas killing you every day and trying to kill you and run you over with their race cars. And you're not trying to find their address and put their address online. Let's be fair with these attacks, okay? Let's be fair. That's all I'm saying. And now, because you put these police addresses online, now their families, now they are in jeopardy. They gotta move. They gotta make some decisions as far as where they work, where they play, where they do this, that, and the other. Because you feel like you want to just do something to get them back, even if it's not right. But, you know, this isn't the first situation like this. It's not even going to be the last. And it's just in human nature of a lot of people to do what they want to do. So as long as you do what you want to do, you're going to still suffer the same fate. And look how well it's been working out for you by you doing it your way instead of doing it God's way. Okay, and if it wasn't, like I told this woman a while ago, if it wasn't God, God is the author and finisher of life. Okay, if it wasn't His will for Tyree to be dead, he would still be alive. So apparently, God said enough is enough. Okay, the wages of sin is death. I'm not saying that everybody that commits sin is gonna die. It's God's will. He keeps your records. He know what you've been doing and what you earn and what you deserve. And when he say lights out, the lights are out and they're not coming on again. Period. But the city, I can imagine they will expedite the payday for the family. I haven't seen many tears. They say, oh, everybody, they grieve differently. I would think if I'm a mother, I would just be inconsolable. I would just be crying all over the TV. But, the mother, she seems to be holding up pretty good. She can just talk, 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 talk. She's been talking and having all kind of interviews and just crossing her legs, got the Vaseline going and popping and things. And, just like with a whole lot of these scenarios before now, a lot of these mothers of these dead sons, they always be quiet after they get a check and they stop crying. So is it about justice or is it about the check? Is it about justice or is it about the check? I heard the protesters telling the news reporters that we want reparations. What did that come from? Where did that come from? What does that have to do with justice, getting justice for Tyree? That's a whole nother protest right there. How did you intertwine reparations with justice for Tyree? You see how ignorant these folks is. I don't have time for them today. Okay, I don't have time for them. But anyway, that's all I'm gonna say for now. And it's a bunch of foolishness going on. Okay, it's a bunch of foolishness. It's a bunch of foolishness. And the stealing has already begun. I knew they were going to steal. I knew they were going to go stealing and busting up doors of these businesses and glass and things. And they ain't done yet. And they done solicited a lot of other roguish folks from out of town. And they done come over to help them out with the stealing. And it's not about justice. It's about you heathens just getting buck wild and doing what you want to do and trying to take over the city. You want to take over the city. You want the city under siege. Okay. You want to do what you want to do. You want the police out of your way so you can just run wild and do what you please. Okay. That's what you want. Let's be honest. Be honest and stop pretending like it's about justice. Okay. No justice, no peace. How long y'all gonna sing that song? No justice, no peace. Well, hell, you been breaking the peace for a whole lot of years. You're not giving nobody no peace, no way. So is it really about the justice? Huh? But anyway, it's a mess. It's a mess. And it's gonna continue to be a mess until these heathens obey God. Okay? And you know they're not gonna obey God. So it's gonna stay a mess. All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We'll talk again. Let it be God's will. Holla at your girl. Peace. The heathens are out of control. They're out of control. And they wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah. They wouldn't have it any other way. Holla at your girl.